Hi there. My name is Laura Lundquist, and I'm a physiotherapist here at Zoomers Physiotherapy and Health Solutions. Today, I'm going to talk about ice, when to use it, and why to use it. Before I do that, though, make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you're sure to get our movement essentials and exercise basics information every time we post something new. Ice. It's a contentious issue these days, when to use it and when not to use it. However, in my experience as a physiotherapist, it is a really effective tool when I'm trying to help people manage pain. And so that's what we're going to talk about primarily is in the context of pain, when should we use ice? Ice is a tricky thing. I've been called the ice queen on a number of occasions, and sometimes people don't immediately go to ice when they think about pain relief because feeling cold isn't necessarily for most of us something that we enjoy feeling, as opposed to feeling warm, which tends to feel a little bit more comforting. So a lot of times I see people or hear people talk about using heat to try to manage their pain, which, if it's effective, is totally great and a wonderful idea. Make sure that you're cautious of not getting too hot and burning the skin. But other than that, go for it. However, I do hear a lot of people who are using heat but not really getting much long-term benefit from it or even short-term benefit from it. It feels nice when it's on, but it doesn't necessarily make them feel any better when they take it off. That's when I think ice can be particularly helpful. So especially in a new injury or new pain scenario, ice can be very helpful for pain control, but also sometimes in a more chronic scenario. So let's talk about first in the acute or new injury situation. So if you've just had the oh no moment, that is a great time to grab an ice pack. We typically suggest using ice for 10 to 15 minutes at a time. On smaller, more bony areas like around the hand and around the ankle and foot, sometimes I'll suggest even 8 to 10 minutes, just because you want to make sure that you don't get any frostbite. And of course, you need to use an ice pack that either is fabric covered, as this one is, or if it's plastic covered, then you just need to make sure you use a towel or something to protect your skin, or a t-shirt, so that you don't get any damage to the superficial skin. But then once you've got your ice pack ready to go, you find the spot that is the problem. Let's say it was my knee that was sore. I'd position myself in a comfortable way, get that ice pack on there, make sure it's covering as much of the area as possible, and then I'm going to leave it there for 10 or 15 minutes. And I would suggest using ice, especially in those acute or new injury situations, maybe 3, 4, even 5 times in the day, with at least 45 minutes to an hour between applications so that the skin has a chance to warm up. And again, we're not running into skin injury problems related to being too cold. The other time that ice can be effective is when we've had a more long-standing issue, but we have relatively constant discomfort. So if we just are sore all the time, and perhaps our pain goes up and down a little bit, but there's just always some level of soreness there, that's a good indication that there's some underlying inflammation that's happening. And that underlying inflammation typically feels better from a pain perspective when we apply ice. So again, same rules, 10 to 15 minutes, depending on the body part, maybe 8 to 10 if it's a bonier, making sure that your skin is protected, and then applying that at the frequency that seems helpful. Sometimes in those more long-standing issues, 2 or 3 times a day, or after the activities that are particularly provoking for your symptoms, can be the most helpful way to apply it. But I would give it a try. If you haven't tried it, try ice. You have to try probably for 2 or 3 days to really get a sense of whether or not it's a good solution for you. But I always think it's worth a try. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.